I feel like we don't choose our lives, and you don't choose to live in Russia during a war with Ukraine. And it could be worse for me. It could be worse for her. It could be worse for a lot of us. So I've alleged that the FBI and the government in general steals from me a lot. Like since I was a teenager, they've been stealing from me. Like I think normal people don't have like a very like your birthday present from when you were 12 just go disappear. Like you don't just like go off to college, you come home, same house, gone. Like and I mean I had another guitar then. I was using a Breedlove, but the FBI and or whoever, maybe DEA, maybe military, this microphone that I'm looking at right now, the SM7B, they've stolen two of them from me. One of them they just broke, and after I bought it, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. And then I tried to sell it and I got embarrassed. Like I'm trying to sell broken equipment to this guy, and I'm like so freaking embarrassed because they did that to me. So the FBI stole that guitar from me. It wasn't that guitar exactly. Yeah, it was probably more like that guitar. I think it had a spruce top and rosewood back and sides, but it was laminate. Like it wasn't solid. But like, and they also stole a Tacoma pre-Fender buyout parlor guitar from me. I tried to contact guitar companies to get a sponsor for making my album. Like, if you haven't heard me, I'm Glass Roads. You can look me up on YouTube. I think I'm probably like going to be viewed as like one of the best rhythm guitar players of all time. So I figured I should have a competition like Martin against Collings, against Breedlove, against Taylor, maybe even Larrivee would get involved. This is Collings right here. I don't think that doesn't look like the type of wood I'd use unless that's Koa. When you're a youngster, you want a guitar that looks like that. Like that's like your dream is I wanted to be super incredibly impossibly cool. Or I think everyone can agree we all want the Taylor 914 CE. Like it's like, oh, it's the coolest guitar of all time. But like, does the 914 sound as good as the 814 is a pretty good question. Does it sound as good as the 714? Like, does the inlay affect the sound quality? I don't know. I was gonna test the guitars, and I was gonna like make someone like super rich by letting them sponsor my guitar. Like I was gonna have like my own guitar line because like, am I better than Zach Wild at acoustic guitar? So the best sounding guitar I ever heard in my life was at church. It was a Martin, and it looked like that, but it was a Dreadnought, and I haven't tested them to see what sounds better. So John Mayer has an acoustic guitar line. Like, am I as good a guitar as John Mayer? Not even the same classification, but it doesn't mean that like the songs I write aren't going to make me like a guitar legend. So ideally, it'd be cool to have a guitar that looks like this, but like I said, I think that like there's a reason Eric Clapton chose, I think it's the 000-28 line, or maybe even 000-42 line from Martin. It's because like the shape of the guitar and the way it goes out matters, and when you're playing live, it matters. And I've always thought that Taylor guitars are too loud for me because I was always a strummer. And I don't know why I had a problem with the finger picking, but my Martin, the action on it's not very good. Like I took it to a luthier, and my action's still not good. But it doesn't matter because I'm not playing hard songs. I think we can all agree that like the FBI can be involved with spying on people to a certain extent. Like when you read the warrant laws, like it says that like they have to be specific in what they're searching for. Like they have to give certain time period. They have to renew their warrant like very often, like every month or every 3 months. Maybe it's like every 90 days, and like they're discouraged from renewing the warrant. And if there's anything I'm 100% certain of, like the feds have like not been renewing warrants on me since I was a teenager. Like since I was a college student, they kept renewing warrants. They didn't remove the warrant after my hunger strike. When they found out I had no idea what was going on, they said, "Oh no, I have the right to continue with that warrant indefinitely until this guy's like 40 years old." And like that's illegal, but like imagine not being allowed to like have a job. And every dollar you get comes from this woman who's your mom, who's secretly Jewish. She's not. Her last name was Levinson. They changed it to Livingston. Like, and like you're having situations like people trying to kill your dad, and your mom, like when your dad starts like having seizures, she doesn't call the ambulance herself. She tries to talk to you, like, and it takes her like 30 minutes probably to call the ambulance because you're working with power tools downstairs. And like you are completely dependent on her continuing to give you money because you can't contact the outside world. The outside world can't contact you. You can't get a job. You're not allowed to. You're on probation. Like you have to go talk to this person with the same last name as a person that you're 100% certain that guy overthrew the government. And that's who I'm going to talk to tomorrow from the probation officer in case she didn't notice. Like that's what one of like it's like the most awkward shit ever. But clearly like you're transferring me, but I'm just saying like you have that last name. So like this situation right now with the FBI where like I'm sure like what they're saying is like he can't want to kill us. Like he had like his internal conversation that he documented, somehow he accidentally almost, I don't even think I was thinking about it, like he kind of slipped that he wants you dead. And like am I allowed to like have a feeling that I want you dead? You steal my microphones. Like you don't understand what it's like to be a musician. Do you know that like the hardest thing I've ever done in my life is becoming a musician? Like I really believe that. Like I'm sure you guys like listen to me and you think that's bullshit. Like, dude, that is hard. That girl, like she is that good. She has spent that much time writing songs. That is not her first song. I'm talking about Alleluia, but she also, I think she has a song Here Again or something. You have to look for Psalmist, like Psalmist. But like, she's Russian. But like, it's hard to write a song. Like, to get to the point that you write one. Like, that's the thing. You don't know how many songs I've written. Like, you will never hear my, like, I have too many songs. Like, someday I'm going to have someone else go through my songs, and then, like, I'm going to have, like, 5 albums. The problem is, like, I can't record them because my microphone keeps getting stolen by the police. And I'm sure you guys don't believe me, but I'm just telling you, like, one time they gave me sunscreen while I was hitchhiking, and it, like, burnt my face off. Like that because I was going to do a hunger strike in Washington, D.C. Why did they steal one of my guitars? I was going to do a hunger strike in Washington, D.C. Like, I keep, like, thinking, I'm just going to go do a hunger strike. These people can't get away with this. And then they robbed me. Like, they stole my sleeping... Like when I get scared for Ukraine, it's because, like, I have frozen to death before. Like, I've been, like, underneath a bridge in California. Like, you wouldn't believe that you can be so cold in California. And I think it was Carmel. And I started a fire, and then like there were like scarecrows because it was Halloween, and like I went and like stole the mittens, but I was like I was burning myself because I had to get so close to the fire, but like but I was freezing at the same time. Then like you get to California and like you're like in Santa Barbara like around the same time, and like you're famous. If I'm famous, then why am I like freezing to death? Like, why am I getting burnt on the fire? And why can the FBI like censor like in a way that like they're trying to kill me? Like they're trying to get me killed. Like they can say, well, we're not trying to kill him. Trust me, I promise. You were trying to get me killed. Like, you know I want a bodyguard. Like, you know I need security, but like you won't let me have security. And I don't understand how you can do that. And like the only thing that makes sense is like Dianne Feinstein's daughter's a big judge in California. Like you guys are like all the judges, aren't you? Like I'm not saying you are, but like I know that like you value lawyers. Like, and that's why it's like how do you value being a lawyer so much in your culture?